Good morning. Good morning. It's just a conversation. Hey, y'all. I came on here because I don't know if you guys have been watching social media or the news, but there was a older woman, a woman and her two children that were attacked in Chicago. This woman was picking her kids up from school, and there was a group of kids that decided had been bullying her son for a couple of years. She said she had talked to the school board, she talked to the school, she talked to the principal, she talked to everybody. Nobody did anything. So one day, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, Monday, probably Monday, she was coming home with her son and she was attacked by a group of kids. Now, mind you, these kids are like 11, 12. So these kids jumped the mom. And there's a video of it. You can go on there and find different videos of, you'll see it. They have it posted where the young mother was attacked, her and her two children. So they were trying to hit the little boy. So you can see it where the mother is pushed up against the fence and another young girl, she had to be about 12. She was swinging, she was hitting the mama, pulled her wig off, and then she rushed her, and then she fell on the ground, and they was beating them up. You know what? We living straight in the last days. I'm going to tell you that right now. Disrespect for adults is gone. Ain't no more miss, mister, thank you, yes ma'am, no sir. None of that. It's all gone. Never to be seen. These kids are straight on demonic time. Don't care. Now, somebody had asked me, what would I do in that situation? I said, well, it's kind of hard to say because I wasn't in it. But I'm going to go by what I know. There's no way I'd have made it because I'd have whooped all them little kids. Now, you can say what you got to say about me because I really don't care. And now they got the little girl on there that pulled the mama's wig off and was pounding on the mama. She's on social media crying and wiping her eyes, talking about, I'm sorry. No, you sorry because you got caught, baby. Talking about she was influenced by other kids and she knew better. No, it's just that's what you want to do. Now, I can't say if your mama raised you like that because I ain't heard from your mama. But the mama should be embarrassed. They have not reached out to the mama. Far as I know, the parents of these children that were attacking the mother, they have not reached out to the mother of these kids, of this child that they were trying to attack also. They haven't reached out to her at all to apologize, to let her know that they didn't raise their kids like this or whatever. But there was a couple of mothers on there, if I'm not mistaken, I know it was one, who was defending their child and getting mad because everybody was saying they need to go to jail. They need to go to juvenile hall. Or the parents need to be accountable for this. Because these kids see social media. You know what your kids is watching on TV. Okay? You have to be in tune and into your kids' life. Talking about, I can't stop my kids from doing what they do when they're not around me. Obviously, you can't stop them from doing what they do when they're in front of you. Because there's no fear. You know, it used to be when I was coming up, you were in fear of older people. You were in fear of what they say to you, or you were in fear of your mom and dad. Well, these kids ain't in nobody's fear. They don't fear nothing. All I'm saying is, this done upset me this morning. I'm upset about it because to see that video and watch that woman get whooped by some pissy kids. Yeah, some pissing kids. Some kids that can't wipe themselves, feed themselves, take care of themselves, clothe, house. They can't do nothing. And you getting beat up by some infants? Yeah, this ain't what you want here. All I'm saying is my perspective of this whole thing. It wouldn't have went that way. It wouldn't have went that way. I know it wouldn't have went that way. I probably would be in jail. Yeah. Yeah. Because, baby, ain't no way in the world them kids would knock me on the ground. I'd have whooped all of them. Then waited on your mama. Yeah, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, yeah. Cause see, let me tell you something. These kids have no fear. They figure they can just whoop an adult, and they were saying, "I'm gonna whoop that bees," you know. Well, that would have been the last one you'd have whooped. Yeah, I'd have been it. Cause now the mother she did a video from the hospital, but she has sickle cell, so she's sick. So I don't think it was no injuries to her. She just went in, all this trauma, and she has sickle cell, so she's in the hospital. Yeah, that's what it'd have been. Call me what you want. Say what you got to say. Cause I feel like this. If you want to act like a grown person out here fighting people, then you're gonna get beat up like a grown person. Yeah. I don't know what the school board's doing. I haven't heard anything from them. I don't know what the superintendents of the schools is doing. Haven't heard anything about that yet. They are at the school protesting. Forget all that protesting. We want peace, no justice, no peace. Baby, when they'd have had the news on me, it'd have been that mama handled them. Because let me tell you, let's flip this. Let's flip it. Let's flip it. I know this is United States, and I know we have protocol. I know we have rules and regulations. And as an adult, we know what the rules and regulations and the do's and the don'ts go with it. I do. I know it. I'm aware. But let's flip it. I'm in the Philippines. I'm in Vietnam. And you got a child, a 5 to a 7-year-old child to 13 with a rifle pointed towards you. What you gonna do? Oh, that's a child? Or you gonna shoot it? Now I know that's over there and this is over here. But your life is at stake with this child. What do your heart say? Oh, that's a child. I can't shoot it, or I can't get rid of it. What you gonna do? Because it looked like him or you. Which one is it gonna be? Okay? And I love me some me. So you already know which way that's gonna go, right? So now, I'm at the school picking up my son and my children. And a child or children come up and want to attack me. It's gonna be Vietnam all over again. Yeah, and I wasn't never there, but it's gonna be that. Now, I ain't saying I'm walking around strapped or nothing like that. No, I'm not doing that. But my hands is what I'm gonna use, or whatever I see on the ground that I could pick up. It's gonna be that all over again. Then we can talk about it later. And I'm going to tell you how there's no remorse for what I just did. I ain't got no remorse for what they did to that lady. I say they need their butts beat. They were chatting at the front of the school. Whoop that kid. Whoop that kid. I say, yeah, that's what you do. But see, that's what has happened. We have taken disciplining our children out. We treat our children as if our children are our equal. So when you do that as a parent, they think everybody else gonna do it too. See, you're giving kids mixed signals. Yes, these children need to be reprimanded for this. If they don't, the parents need a fine. Their parents need to be sued. And we got some ghetto parents that'll sit there and say, well, she can sue me all she want to. I ain't got nothing. Well, then you need to go pay the consequences of what your child just did. And you know what I'm talking about. CPS need to get involved and see what's going on in your house, because evidently something is wrong somewhere. Now, I'm going to say, for the parents that do discipline their children, who do teach their children what not to do and what to do, and the children still do it, I'm not talking to you, because you've done everything you're supposed to do. You know who you are. You know you've done what you're supposed to do. I'm talking about the parents who don't. You know, the parents who think it's cool for their kids to cuss and do what they do. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. You need to do something with your kids. Because you might run up on a woman like me, and they're going to be a GoFundMe, if you get my drift. Because ain't no kid going to hit me. Not live to tell the story. No, not here. I'm not doing that. Because you want to act grown, you want to put the grown shoes on, baby, then let's handle it. I want to get on here and talk about how, see, I do shows on disrespectful children. See, this is what I'm talking about. This disrespect right here. And we parents is walking around like we don't see nothing. Like we blind as to what they doing. Yeah, they're going to show you blind, all right. So there needs to be some new rules, some new laws implemented in the school system. Now, the kids, I'm sure, are expelled. If they're not, there's a problem, for real. They expelled. Okay? Lawsuits, all that need to take place. Because if you see that video of that mother trying to protect her two children and all them gang of kids attacked them. See, they set it up. They was going to get the little boy if the mama hadn't came and picked him up. They was going to get him. That's how kids get, taken out of here. They don't have no feeling about these kids have no morals or no feelings about other people and other people's safety. Now they got their children. One little girl, I seen her online here, apologizing, crying and apologizing. Little girl, go sit down. Cause all that crying you doing don't mean nothing. No. And they got some mothers on here cussing these little girls out and saying what they're saying. Now, I don't do that kind of foolishness. But what I will say is, a whooping goes a long ways. And those of you that have taken spanking your children out, that's on you. Some parents don't have to do all that. But for those of you that got children like that, boo-boo. You need to do something. You need to implement that right back into your discipline procedures. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because what's going to end up happening, all jokes aside, all that what I said aside, what's going to end up happening if we don't get a hold of these kids at a young age, there's going to be a lot of funerals. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of funerals. I was just listening to this other woman just a minute ago before I came on. She said she was at, I guess, the grocery store or the gas station, and she was getting something. And she was in the aisle, and she was looking at some stuff. And this little girl walked in. She hadn't been no more than 8 years old. And she started knocking everything off the rack, just knocking everything off the rack. So she looked around. She said, I wasn't going to say nothing to the little girl because, I don't speak to other people's kids. I said, yeah, but I give them a mean look that'll kill them. I do. So the little girl, her phone rang. Not the little girl, but the little girl's continually knocking stuff off the shelf, just knocking, hitting the floor. So the adult woman who was standing there, her phone rang. So she went to get her phone, and when she reached for her phone in her pocket, all her wallet and everything else fell out and hit the floor. So she didn't go right down right away and pick it up. She answered the phone. And when she answered her phone, the little girl seen the money on the ground. So the little girl swooped over there, picked it up, and broke out running. So she chased the little girl. She grabbed the little girl, grabbed her up by her collar like this here. And the little girl was, let me go, let me go. What? Let me go. Then the mama was approaching and she said, Mama, she hollering for her mama. So the woman took the money out the little girl's hand. The victim took the money out of the girl's hand, bent her fingers back, took her money, and let her go. And she told her mama, she hit me. First lie. She hit me. She hit me. And so the mother, instead of her saying, what just happened? What is going on? The mother starts cussing the woman out and telling her, you gonna catch my fade? You gonna handle this. We gonna handle this. The woman said, no, I don't want to fight you, ma'am. That's not what it is. Your daughter took my money. She began to explain what happened. I don't give a F. She immediately don't give a F. So instead of, that would have been me, I'd have turned to my little girl and said, you did what? You took what? Why did you do that? And immediately, me and her would have went to town. I'd have said, okay, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'd have handled that little girl right there, right there. She didn't. She wanted to fight the woman. The woman kept saying, I didn't do anything. All I did was got my money back. Oh, you gonna catch this fade. Oh, we gonna handle this. B, just call her out her name. Now, she got a blue wig on. I just left it there. She had a blue wig on. How much sense does this make? She got a blue wig on. Now, I'm not discriminating on if you want to wear a blue wig. Wear your blue wig, baby. If you think it look good, go ahead. But you know what's behind the blue wig, right? Okay, that part. So, she's still harassing the woman, telling the woman she want to fight. And the woman said, ma'am, I don't want to fight you. I just want my money back, And that's all I wanted. So she's still in the store getting what she got to get. Which, right at that moment, this woman is talking about she want to fight her and whatever. So the management came out and said, hey, you're going to have to take this somewhere else, lady. Get out because you're causing all kind of problems. So the other lady, the victim lady, she's still standing there getting what she had to get. See, me personally, I had my phone. I'd have called so many people and said, I'm at blah, 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 blah. Could you come here? Because there's a crazy person I think she should be waiting outside. Yeah. And it's going to go down because when she hit me, it's going to be a fight. So that's how I'd have handled it. Because I'm going to need some witness to tell the story. Yeah. As how I beat the brakes off of her. So, she leaves out the store, the lady with the little girl. The man told her, no, you got to get out, you got to get out. So, 20 minutes done passed. Something like that, the woman said. So, she did what she had to do and she come on out the store. When she came out the store, that heifer is outside in the parking lot waiting on her. Talk about, we gonna fight. We gonna handle this. We gonna handle this. She said, ma'am, I'm not trying to fight you. So in the end trauma of all of this, they end up started fighting. She snatched her wig off, the victim lady. She said she's bald under her head. I don't know if she has a disease or whatever, but she's bald. So she said that was nothing for her to grab after she grabbed my wig. She said, so I went to Pound Town on her. And she said, I grabbed her wig and flung it off. And when her wig come off, she's trying to figure out how she got all these braids up under there. She said, well, it was a big wig. See what I'm saying? So then she said she took them braids and wrapped it in her hand. Like that there. Y'all know what that means. Y'all already know what this means. Y'all already know. That means I'm holding on. See that? That's that. She said she mollywopped her all over that parking lot. So then the little girl comes up and tries to fight her. So she pushing the little girl off and she whooping her mama. So the mama and the little girl get whooped. See, that's what you get when you mess with people. But the little girl bit her. She said, she bit her. She said, But she said she had some remorse in her heart for hitting that little girl. Vietnam. That's what I'm talking about. Vietnam. No, I wouldn't have had. No, no. I'd have kicked the little girl down. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm keeping it 100 with you because ain't nowhere in the world they gonna both jump me and. Well, anyway, so at the end, the mama's on the ground, scuffling, trying to get her braids off the ground from what the lady's saying. She gets in her car and she got on out of there. So no police was called, no, whatever. I don't know where this was, didn't figure it out, don't care. Evidently, it sounds like it's in a real place that I wouldn't go and get caught in a day or the night. But do you see how this is going? You see how time is changing? You see what we're up against? We're up against fighting our own children. Yeah. So what do we do? Little kids, you can't even walk down the street and say nothing. If they start cussing, you better not say nothing to them. They will cuss you out and they'll want to fight you. So, I'm not saying we provoke our children or we provoke them. If you see some children talking and acting crazy and cussing and whatever, and they doing all that, avoid them at all costs. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what I would do. I would avoid them at all costs. But now you ain't finna walk up on me and threaten me and think that I'm going to be let you. Well, somebody got to go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not finna let you just... Now, you can call me names and say what you want to say. But once your hand lay on my hand, then I'm finna lay hands, feet, and everything else. I'm finna do the same thing to you. So that's where we are with that. But I wanted to come on here right quick and give y'all a quick conversation on what happened. It was either yesterday or Monday, but I'm thinking it was Monday. I'm coming on here to let y'all know that this is what's going down now with our generation of kids. And I'm so glad that my kids, my biological kids, are grown. And all the kids I've raised are grown. I do have another set that are teenagers. But you best believe they ain't gonna do nothing like that. Not living in my house. So they're not gonna do it. So with that being said, we just had a conversation, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. If there's a update on what's happening to these children that did this act, I will come on and tell you what's going on. But in the meantime, in the between time, we just had that conversation, and I'll see you on the next Just a Conversation. Bye-bye.